Hello everyone, this is Progressive speaking. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will quickly be teaching you how to trade a NAS100, NASDAQ100, a US100, USTEC, depending on what your broker named it. So, but these are just the names they're using, but it's all NASDAQ. So the only difference again is the lot sizes brokers are using. So this is how your chart or the setup should look like. So let's delete this setup once again and re-add them so that you know how to add it in your own trading platform before we continue reviewing the sequence. So let's go to F key, select the delete, then select all the indicators. So this is how the chart looks like. Let's go back to F key and add them once again. The first indicator is moving averages. So depending on what will appear when you tap this moving average, you set the parameters. So the period you set it to 10, shift to normal 0, the method to exponential, apply close. You select whatever color you would like it would like to appear in your trading platform. Then the second one, the same thing, you tap main chart, moving average. This time around we select 20, I change the color to purple. Then once again moving average. This time around we add 34. This is the 3 most powerful moving averages discovered by Progressive. Then you set the method to simple. I change the color to black. So this is how the moving averages looks like. We go back, select the same main chart, add the parabolic SAR, then go back again, select the same main chart, come down to this place under Bill Williams. We select fractals. So this is how the main chart setup should look like. Then we go back to F key, tap the same main chart, then come down under oscillators and select MACD. So you leave the parameters of MACD the way they are, but if they are not like what you're seeing here, you set the fast EMA to 12, slow EMA to 26, MACD SMA to 9, then apply close. Then you change the colors if you like, but this is the color I do wish. So then we go to F key again. This time around, you come down to indicator window 1, and under oscillators, you select relative strength index. Then, when you select the relative strength index, you leave the parameter period to 14, apply close. Then, this is where the significant something is. Here, you will tap the level, then plus here. This very plus is where you can plus to add all these spaces for the numbers. Then you tap 90. This place or this place. If your own is empty, you type 90. You tap this side and tap strong sell, 80 to sell, 50 to wait, 20 to buy, then 10 to strong buy. So you can see this. Then if there are more than what you wanted, you select delete and select the ones you will not be needing and delete them. So you can select the color of your choice. This color now will be showing all these lines. The line 90, which is the level 90, level 80, level 50, level 20, and level 10. Then you go back to the main chart. So So this is it. Now here, this is what is very important and very significant in this place. You are only expected to trade the trend or the trends, whether uptrends or downtrends. Do not attempt to trade reversal. This is 15 minutes time frame. Even though some will tell you they are scalping, it's more or less like scalping. But if I were you, in the best way to trade 15 minutes time frame, to the best of your knowledge, and make good money in the market, is trade only the trends. There are trends in 15 minutes time frame, as you can see. So each of the trend always have opportunities. Look at the same thing. The trends, and they are always very strong most of the times. So this is it. Like I said in one of the videos here, you find out the MACD ranged a lot at this very place. So, but here is not what you should be looking at, but you consider whenever the MACD, the chart lines, which is the black color, the signal line is the MACD signal line is the red color here. The same way you are watching this moving averages setup to see where they will cross, as you can see in this place. It's the same way you should be watching this MACD. Whenever it's ranging at this point, I will advise you not to trade. You will have to wait to see whenever it is going to start reversing in the case of downtrend, or reversing up in the case of uptrend. Then you have to wait patiently until it finally reverses. And of course, whenever it started making reversal in the case of downtrend, the MACD chart line will start developing inwards, that is below the signal line, which is the red color. That's what you should note. You can as well see the latest trend index have even crossed above the normal 70 that should be around here, and started ranging at 80 level, which means that the market has been overbought under 15 minutes time frame. So whichever way, what you should be looking at is, once these three moving averages, that is the 10 and 20, happens to cross below 10 and 20, not 10 only, not 20 only. Of course, 20 will never cross. The reason why they will not cross is because they are EMAs, not SMAs. If it is SMAs, in this place, they are likely to touch each other at this point. So, but because they are EMAs, it's difficult to touch each other. So you only have to wait until they cross. So when they cross, you find out the MACD itself also crossed at this point. The latest trend index, which will start ranging below the MACD signal line, also crossed the level 50, and MACD itself crossed the level 0. So, but you will have to wait whenever it crossed for a possible retracement. As you can see, the indication that there is possible retracement. Look at it here, the bullish engulfing candlestick. So whenever the 15-minute time frame moved, what will tell you that there is possible retracement is the bullish engulfing candlestick. Look at it, confirming this move. So look at the same thing here. So what we have to do is wait. Once the market retraces, you keep watching both the MACD itself. Once the market retraces and developed this long tail with fractal, very important in this 15 minutes time frame. Fractals is very important, very, very important, because that is what should indicate to you exactly where to strike. How does it work? Whenever the NASDAQ price rejected, it always develop these very long tails. You see here, you see this one, you see this one. There is rejection. That is what you see. So once you see the long tail, and of course most of the long tails used to go above the 10 and 20 moving averages to touch this 30 moving average, 34 moving average. So in order to make a reasonable entry, sometimes when you see fractals around this 10, it's like this fractal, do not consider it as much. Only consider the fractals that developed around this 34 moving average. I will scroll down and show you more of them at the in the chart. So in some occasions where the trend is sharp, like in this case, you can find the trend become very sharp, so you can scalp in, but I don't trade like that, by the way. So I'm just like trying to tell you the best trades you will make is at this 34 moving average line, because once you tap it around here or wherever it started, it's like in this place, once the fractals comes out, the second candlestick will come out. I mean the long tail comes out, the second candlestick will come out, then you tap your entry. Perfect. From the third candlestick, which will confirm the appearance of this fractal. That is how it used to appear. It doesn't appear immediately the candlestick got to this place. It will wait for the second candlestick, then the third candlestick like this will confirm the fractal. So you always make sure you use proper risk management, because NASDAQ100 is very, very or NAS100 is very, very volatile. A little move it will make, because like in this my broker, the leverage is more than 200. So I mean the spread, is more than 200. So if you are using 1.00, this is a real account, as you can see, 1.00 to trade, then imagine what a spread of more than 200 we do with little move. So that's by the way. So when the fractals comes out, make sure don't make entries if you don't see any fractal in confirmation. And I assure you, once the fractal comes out, the market must move down. It must move down in direction with these moving averages. So where to confirm if this trend is strong or not is through this MACD. Watch it. Likewise, the relative strength index, immediately it crossed and indicated the range, got to 50 waiting level. It continued developing below the 15 waiting level. You can see this, not the MACD in this case, talking about the relative strength index. Throughout this trend, the relative strength index was below the 15 moving waiting level or weight level. So the MACD itself should be developing below this signal line. So whenever the MACD start developing above the signal line, as you can see inside this place now, you are expected to wait until whenever you find that it will started pushing below, in the case of downtrend, the signal line, then you make another entry, confirmed with this long tail and fractals, which means by right you are not supposed to make an entry here until this place, which is this very place, which it started confirming a possible downtrend again. So which means throughout this place it was a bit ranging. Once you take entry from here, that it started shooting out, that is your first entry for this particular trend. Then once the latest trend index went or started lagging around this buy level, you are expected to take a profit, or even once the chart itself developed this tail, because NAS100 used to respect a very long tail like this. You can see all of them. Once it just comes out, there's always a reversal. So again, even if you don't take your profit and you happens to see this long candlestick which develop inward, that is taking more than 2%, more than 50%, sorry, of this very candlestick, as in it closed above it, you have to opt out. So that is if you are scalping, but if you are trading it properly, in as much as this trend remains, I assure you that you make good money from it if you make a reasonable entry around here. Now, the following day, because like I told you, this chart, this line used to indicate where the market closes for the previous day and opens the next day. So you see what developed here. You see the fractals. Once the fractals comes out, that is, I don't mean at the direction against the against the trend. No, I said every fractals that come out in line with this trend, that is facing upwards, not the ones that is facing downwards like this one. No, the fractal that is facing upwards in together with this trend, make your entry. Do not be afraid, because of course if you should make the entry, you will not be seeing all these candlesticks. That's why I have to use this place it have already developed for you to understand. So whenever a fractal comes out, make your entry. Do not be afraid what will happen, or in as much as there is a fractal there in line with this trend, the market must move down. It has a must. So now here, the following day, you see what transpired again. Now this is what you should be careful about when there is major retracement like this. Like I told you, is when you also see fractals facing against the trend, you should either opt out or wait if you have reasonable account size. But you should use 4 hours, 1 hour time frame to check if the market is still trending in your direction. But the best entry point is with this 15 minutes time frame. So I want to let you know something about this MACD. When you look at this place, it's after reducing even to the zero level, as you can see, it ended up not crossing above. Likewise, what you say here, when you see this kind of lagging, you are expected to wait until it is confirmed. Look at this place. The two moving averages, that is the 10 and 20, crossed above the 34 moving average. But there is no bullish engulfing candlestick to support this move, to support the fact that the market is about forming uptrend. So the retracement, like I told you, you should always allow it to retrace. After it finished retracing and got to this 34 moving average, it didn't stop there. This candlestick closed below the 3 moving averages, indicating a false alarm. There was no bullish engulfing candlestick to confirm this uptrend. That is why you shouldn't make entry around here. So instead, there was a lot of bearish engulfing candlestick. Look at this one here. Look at this one. 2, 3, 4, even 5. And one thing about it is that once the price started developing this constant bullish, a bearish or bullish engulfing candlestick together with each other. That is, when one closes, another comes out and closed at the same form. It means the market is still going down with maximum strength, So now what do we do? Once this chart line, MACD chart line, as you are watching the 3 moving averages, you're also watching the MACD chart line. You will see at this point that the MACD chart lines closed below the signal line, which is an indication of a downtrend. You see? So at this place, it started developing inwards, as you can see as well, which is in confirmation with what I told you. Look at fractals here. But as you can see, the fractals, I told you before, this is just in connection with the 10 moving average, which is not advisable, like I told you earlier. Look at this one now, that has connection with this long tail, which has the fractals, that has connection with the 34 moving average. You can see how the market moved. So that is how to trade these particular moving averages together with the MACD and relative strength index. Now, you are expected to wait when you start seeing something like this. Like I told you, when they started lagging on each other, the 3 moving averages, you have to wait patiently, because this is not a time to trade. Besides, it's already 10 o'clock and above. So the next day, finally, you find the MACD finally confirmed the uptrend. So the same way the relative strength index crossed above the 50 moving weight level, confirming the uptrend. You find out the 34 moving average crossed above the 10 and 20 moving averages, crossed above the 34 moving average, confirming a possible uptrend. But you are to wait when it crossed first, like I told you, and expect a possible retracement. At these fractals, when you make your entries with reasonable lot size, like I always advise, and find out that the MACD started developing inwards, that is what you should be very, very conscious of. Don't always neglect it. When it started developing inwards, close it, profit or not, because something might happen, until you find out or you start seeing it developing above. In the case of uptrend here, the signal line, that is when you will consider another buy. So at these fractals, you find out the MACDs continue developing above the signal line. Likewise, the relative strength index remained above the 50 weight level. Then at every fractal, you make your entry. Once it moves and develops a tail, if you are scalping, you can choose to take your profit. So, but if you are not scalping, so long as the bullish engulfing candlestick continue to develop, you see, as long as it continues to develop, you leave your your entry and expect a better profit. So look at this powerful bullish engulfing candlestick. What used to happen is that the longer it is, the much expected movement later in the market. But the shorter it is, the more powerful the entry point is confirmed. That is the option. So now you see the relative interest rate index, since ever it crossed here, remain up above this weight level so long as the trend continues. So at this point you can find all these fractals. Can you imagine if you make entry here, there's always a chance. But now once this MACD, because you shouldn't forget, it started once the MACD started ranging at this point, you should be careful about your stay in the market and start taking your profits. So once it started coming down again, you are expected to wait as well. So like that. But trust me, if you are patient enough to follow this strategy and continue making your entries at every place you find these fractals, especially always mind the gap between these moving averages. Always mind the gap and respect this MACD signal line and chart line. You must not use all the indicators in the market to understand the trading. So see you in the next video, and in the next video I will teach you how to do proper scalping with NASDAQ, how to scalp NASDAQ properly using 5 minutes and 1 minute time frame, or 1 minute time frame for those absolute scalpers. So it's very, very, very interesting. I've tried it. Remember, this is a real account. Whatever I'm teaching you is what I have done in the market, and it worked for me. So this is the entry I made late in the night, which of course we confirm the one is already in profit. The other one was just a little pullback before the market closed. So see you in the next video, and we'll wait for the. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the notification button, because I have a lot of secrets of trading and strategies, of course, which I'm here to upload.